charging is already introduced with the previous version of Dash 2, which was published in 2014. But with Dash 20, the main new features would be, as you said, vehicle to grid, so bidirectional power flow. That is set, definitely. New features are very likely also wireless charging, as well as ACD, where ACD stands for automatic connection device. And one of the use cases defined is charging buses via pantographs. And this is a use case primarily brought in by Siemens. But you can also think of a robotic arm, for example, charging, let's say, self-driving cars, or from a ground pad, a kind of a robotic arm, or let's say a robotic arm touching from the ground pad to a pad in the on the car, on the lower side of the car. So you have conductive charging. I'm not 100% sure we will see ACD and wireless charging in the final version. There are discussions because it's not yet really in a very mature state. The reason being, we are also depending on other standards. For example, for wireless charging in ISO 15118, we define the communication side, but there's also the hardware side, the geometries. And that is defined, I think it's 61980, the IEC standard. And it's hard to synchronize those two standards because we are still waiting for them to finalize. So we'll see. Bidirectional charging, vehicle to grid, that is definitely set. And regarding the current status, until the end of August, there was a commenting phase. We have right now an internal document, which we call a pre-FDIS, where FDIS stands for Final Draft International Standard. And the FDIS is usually a document that is a feature freeze. So once an FDIS is published, no more technical changes are allowed, only editorial changes. So right now we are in a pre-FDIS state, which means in September, we're going to start the discussion of all the consolidated comments, which will usually take a few months. And then I assume we're going to have a final draft by the beginning of next year. Not guaranteed, but ISO standardization takes its time.
Right.
That's the current time span. And then from FDIS to the final international standard, it can take a few more months. I would say roughly in the second half of 2021, you're going to have the standard finalized. However, if you want to start implementing that standard, you are on the safe side starting with the FDIS.